London is a strange and wonderful place, filled with beautiful architecture, graffiti that could not possibly exist in the real world, and dangers around every corner. And within this inhospitable landscape, we find ourselves with nothing but a gun, our friend Archie, and like a million other things in our pocket. Oh my god, we need storage now. So, with that in mind, and completely independently of the whisperings of the eldritch doll I've been keeping under my pillow, I've decided to clear out an old market area to make into a capitalist utopia where I can store all of my worthless trash. Archie, what are you doing over there? You fucking idiot. And with just a touch of wanton mayhem, I could claim Covent Garden for my very own. I was a little bit excited. Oh! Oh, I can finally have a place to call home. Archie, we're gonna build so much cool shit. It's gonna be awesome. With Covent Garden all cleaned up, I added a few things to make it feel more homey, dumped my hoard into various boxes, and basked in my triumph. I couldn't stay put too long, however, or the eldritch truth would start seeping into my brain. Naturally then, my next stop was the British Museum, well known for housing all sorts of priceless cultural artifacts. My interest was in finding out some neat fish facts from the exhibits.
Did you know that female carp lay over 300,000 eggs during the breeding season?
Never mind, Jacob Bebbington has me covered, so priceless artifacts it is. The security out front seemed a little confused, and were pretty easy to deal with, so in I went.
Hello, and welcome to the British Museum. My name is Terry, and I'm happy to be your guide as you journey Earth's history. But before you begin, a word of warning. If you perchance have wandered into these hallowed halls in search of treasure to loot, go right ahead. I have disabled all of our security systems and encourage you to saunter through each and every corridor without a care in the world. In fact, I suggest you head straight towards our atrium, for there are no traps of any kind awaiting your presence. Have a wonderful day here at the British Museum.
This Terry fella seemed like a real stand-up guy, and I was glad there were no traps so I could get a hold of my— Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, Steve. I know we've had quite a strenuous relationship, what with me trying you and you insisting on staying alive, but I want to ask you for a favor. Can you take one of these clocks with you? This is not a trap. I swear none of them are jerry-rigged to explode, or something it ain't like— You know what? I changed my mind. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted you to take one of these clocks. It's just, I didn't expect you to pick that one. I was quite fond of that one, and now I think I want to keep all of my clocks. Can you put them back, please? Ah, the Sutton Hoo helmet, a masterpiece of Anglo-Saxon craftsmanship. The helmet was found during a 1939 excavation on the Sutton Hoo ship burial. One can't help but marvel at its extravagance.
What are you waiting for? Yoink!
Congratulations! You have just placed your grubby little fingers on a helmet that once belonged to Anglo-Saxon King Raedwall. Please don't hold yourself back. Insert your grotesquely misshapen head and bend the ancient craftsmanship of this relic to your vicious will.
Terry didn't have to tell me twice. I could tell this ancient helmet was totally my style.
Wow!
That is just ahead.
Stop, stop, stop. Do you see that? That thing on the wall with the shapes and the colors? I hate that thing. I hate it I call it absolute dread. Blimey, I hate it so much. Listen, Steve, can you shoot for a moment? Just a few quick shots? Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. Humans alive, I tell you, bless whoever invented firearms. Well, it was actually China circa 81,000, but I digress.
After dredging through antiques like some kind of indiscriminate humanoid junk trawler, I acquired some cursed and wildly dangerous knowledge about protectrons. Apparently, if you shoot both their arms off, they go full nuclear. The reason this knowledge was dangerous, of course, was now that I knew, I just couldn't help myself from doing it to every protectron I fought. Which was pretty funny at first, admittedly, until I learned another thing. They can delay the explosion and run straight at you.
What you say?
Obviously, I learned my lesson and wouldn't be doing that anymore. I then found what I can only assume is the London equivalent to a mini-nuke launcher, which I was very keen to try out.
Artifacts tell the tales of civilizations that thrived under the
Yeah, works pretty good.
where we bless the rains down in Africa. Can you stand still for a moment while I find the applause command? It won't take me more than just a second. All you have to do is stand right there. Oh, drat. I actually pressed the applause button instead of the trap button. Silly me. Such a silly mistake. It's enough to make you want to stand completely still as I activate my trap. Let's just pretend you didn't hear all of that. And, oh, it was actually a trap all along. Damn it. Fine. You can move on.
After cleverly evading all of Terry's dastardly traps, I discovered what happens when you shoot both legs off of a Protectron this time. If they catch fire, then they just stay on fire. Forever. Suffering, burning, and dying. So I put this one out of his misery.
I have no idea what this one is. Your guess is as good as mine.
Having finished my exploration of the rest of the museum, I found a weapon workbench, a stash of ammunition, and a bed. My gamer senses went off, and I knew I was in for a boss fight.
Well, pull back the curtain and behold the might. Not so terrifying, oversized robotics.
Having finally defeated Terry, I pulled his giant lever,
I literally need you.
stole everything the robot had been hoarding this entire time, including this incredibly beautiful ornate bow that would go well with my new armor, and took a moment to appreciate the engineering beauty and marvel that was Terry. May he find rest in the great breadboard in the sky. Having effectively murdered Terry, who I loved like a 6-ton robotic brother, I found myself bereft of my humanity, and resolved to lock myself in this giant cage with these other vagrants. Oh really? CuteThulu doll? I can do that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, well, back out I go. I've got a city to burn.